Hi friends, it's Sarah from Ruffles and Rain Boots, and today I'm going to give you a free file so that you can create a football candy dish and a fun little sign with the scrap. So if you are new to my channel, I go very quickly. There is no fluff. I don't want you to have to watch a 35-minute video when a 10-minute one will do. You can go to the cog in your YouTube player, and anything above the word normal will slow this down. Here is the free file. I'm going to put the link down below. You can do this while you're watching this video or watch it all the way through. So you can see I have a model output here, but I also created this disassembled sign, meaning you have a football base, you have a full football, and then you have a frame with some stitching. Now, I am going to also use the cutout for this frame on this sign. So we're using 3M 467 adhesive tape, we're using basswood, and we are using acrylic. I have brown and white. So all of this is either score, engrave, or cut. Those are the only functions you're going to need to know. You can do it with a pinpoint positioning system or camera. So if you're cutting the sign, you will also cut white acrylic in addition to the brown and white for the footballs. So this portion on the left is 3M back. This portion on the right is not. I'm going to show you how I did that. So you can see these two pieces over here, meaning not the base, are the two pieces we need to have backed. So what I did is I separated those two away from this football base. I made an acrylic outline for my entire acrylic piece, and then I made a little rectangle that was the width of my 3M backed portion of that. So you can see that little rectangle up at the top. It all makes sense when you start putting it together like this. So after you connect your machine, you can see, all right, so everything on the left needs to be inside of that 3M backing. Everything on the right is not. So I'm choosing a honeycomb for my processing mode. You can choose material or not. I know my settings for acrylic. You're going to auto measure no matter what system you have, and then you're going to either place it with the cameras like I'm doing here, or you can use the pinpoint positioning system to mark your processing area and drag your designs in. So I'm just making sure I'm good on both sides. I made a little rectangle right here to make sure I could scoot over my football base all the way over. So I like to use all pieces of acrylic because it's an expensive supply. Now you'll enter settings for yours. I am going to go slow at 88, power, and 13. Be sure to drop your air. And then we can go ahead and just process the brown. Turn off that white stitching layer. So this is the actual time of that processing, you can see, and here are the pieces. So here on the right side, I did leave the masking on so you can see it. You don't have to. On the left side, this is all backed with 3M adhesive. So see all those little scraps up inside of this cut? I'm going to use those. I use those to cut out mini teddy bears, letters, all kinds of stuff because they're already backed with 3M adhesive. So I'm going to load white acrylic backed with Ruffles, which is just like 3M. It is an adhesive. And so you can see now I have my white piece in here. So I'm going to come up here to that white piece. I'm going to turn it on after I do everything else, right? So I still have to re-auto measure. And if you want, you can choose a different color acrylic. If you don't know your settings, I would recommend a test. But either way, those are my settings for this. And if you are making the sign at the same time, you'll do this, which is basically put all of your letters and your second set of stitching before you cut it. All right, so now that that's cut, we can move on to basswood. And again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to change our processing mode. We're going to change our material. If you're using it, we are going to auto measure and we are going to place our design. Now for this one, we're going to have 3 processing types. So we have engrave, score, and cut. So I'm going to just position this using my cameras. Here you can see the P series does have cameras and they're very helpful, but pinpoint positioning is an extremely accurate function. If you have any questions on that, let me know down below. So you can see I'm going to use 80-15 for this basswood. I could have gone much faster than that. I'm going to use my settings for engraving and scoring, but if you are new, just remember to turn your air down and you can go up to this one-click set and kind of look at the colors you're wanting. I don't love sanding, so I'm going to choose 15 and 225, and the LPC for this does not matter for this engraving because it's only an outline. For the score, you're going to do the same thing, and you can again use this one-click set. If I have to sand, I am going to go just a little bit down here. So my settings end up being 20 and 125, I think. So I process both the sign and the sign holder. Now it's time for assembly. If you've never made one of these, it's super easy. You paste your base piece down, you remove the 3M backing. Now, if you're worried, don't be. Watch. I'm going to hold it in my hands instead because this is not a 90-degree something that I can just put in a T-square and line up. If you are worried, okay, watch. I'm going to press that down on this side, okay? If you're worried, I'm going to show you what happens if you don't get it right. So let's move on to this frame piece here. So you can see my little foot. I'm trying to make sure I'm in frame. I'm going to take this little frame piece here. This is not a perfect cut, so just make sure you get it on the right side. Now, watch this. We're going to put it down. You saw I already lifted it up once, right? So you have the ability to move before you press this stuff down. I'm going to show you with a really good example in just a second because I messed up. So now I'm just going to remove the stitching, both the 3M tape on the back and the actual cover, and then I'm going to clamp it. Just read the instructions. It says to clamp or put pressure, so it looks crazy, but now we're going to set it aside. For the sign, you are going to remove the 3M cover on the back. Oops, I just dropped that, and it totally came up. Now, until you have it in place, don't press it down, but once you do, just press everything down. Watch the football. I messed it up. Watch. I can take this, pop it under, and remove it because I have not pressed it down. Even if it falls all the way down on the basswood, you have time with 3M tape to move it. That is why I love this stuff, because editing is nice, but I don't get everything perfect, okay? So now you can see I'm just going to finish this, and watch, it's on. I've pressed it, but you can still continue to move this, okay? So that's the best part of this 3M adhesive. And now you get creative with your clamping. It also looks ridiculous, but here you go. And then we're all done. You have a nice, cute little candy dish. This is filled with mini M&Ms because I wanted to make a smaller one. And here's the sign. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them down below, or you can comment over on the Atom file. But be sure to like this video and subscribe for more of this kind of crafting laser fun. And be sure to follow me over on Atom. You all know I've been sharing free files over there, and I'd love to hear more from you on that platform. Thanks for watching.